Hello guys, this is Sobroni of G&A Reviews here with
And
we are here with yet another exciting episode of G&A Podcast where we cover all the best anime of the week.
Yes, and give you nothing but the best impromptu openings ever. Oh my god, even I didn't see that coming. But you know, I just hopped right in. I was like, yes, let's go, bitch.
We got this in sync. So let's start it off right away with some Attack on Titan Season 3, Episode 3.
So, Oni and I were talking about this literally right before we began. Not a lot of action happened, but it was just a very information dump. I didn't mind because it was a lot of like it was like useful information. It wasn't like, oh my god, like, you know, like the dumb Naruto fight logic, like he's Sharingan, my Sharingan, but the Sharingan brown my chakra off. I'm Sharingan, like
Byakugan.
Yeah, exactly. Like it wasn't shit like that Naruto does when it tries to sound really smart, even though it's still a dumb anime. No, it just was like, oh, here's some very helpful facts that you're gonna have to know moving forward. Kind of, I think one of the themes that they're gonna show, which explains why the opening the way it is literally, it's like people's past, like their childhoods, have a lot to do with this season. Like, you know, they just went to Christy's childhood, which was fun.
Yeah. Very subtle with her child backstory.
Erwin's childhood, not Aaron, Erwin. And his childhood was also fun. Not as fun as Krista's, but up there.
I feel like I'm gonna catch flack for my opinion on this episode because yes, we did get a lot of plot points revealed, and I'm glad that we learned more. And I understand that these types of shows, especially Attack on Titan and Overlord, because I'm gonna get on Overlord too for the same exact thing, these types of shows have info dumpy episodes like this. My problem is it's boring to watch. It's not interesting enough. Like,
I thought it was pretty.
Like,
I thought it was like something watching Chris's mom like beat the shit out of her daughter and then get her throat slit.
It was funny, but like
when I give birth to you, blah.
If not a bit over the top. But like, for example, the Hangei scene where, you know, they put the guy in the cell and then, you know, he had his whole like betraying the king moment and all of that. Yeah. That was really cool. And then she kicks the table over. That was the best moment of the show for me because it was like explaining stuff, but stuff was going on visually on the screen. The rest of the show was just like, we're gonna sit at the table and talk to each other, and we're just gonna explain everything that's happening right now. And it's just not fun to watch. And you can do that, but in order to do that, you have to have like, there has to be like a certain tension. Like, they do that all the time in like Game of Thrones, where it's just two characters talking to each other. But even when it's two characters just talking to each other, they find ways to make it interesting. Like, one character will be walking around, they'll do things, they'll say things that are just like intriguing to hear. There's like body language going on. This is just two people statically talking to each other. So that's like half the episode, and I don't know, just it kind of bored me.
Yeah, you know, I will say this much: the conversations, if they had like a little, you're right. I'll give you that. They could have easily made it more tense, a little more dialogue. Well, not a little more dialogue. Well, yeah, actually more dialogue, because a lot of it was like monologuing. Like,
yeah, like you can't just monologue. Throw some spicy dialogue in there.
Like, even though yes, it was Krista's childhood, and I liked it, but I guess for sake of Oni's argument, like, it's just her talking about it though. Like,
yeah.
And the same thing with Erwin. Like, it just starts with them just talking like, oh, here's some facts, and childhood and shitty childhood, and then that's it.
The end. I do like where it's going though. I do like where it's headed. It seems very, like I said, I like the idea of it focusing on the political intrigue, and I like how it is doing it kind of like Game of Thrones-esque thing where it's like they're framing each other, and there's this like shadow government thing going on, and they're literally trying to compete to put someone on the throne.
That's actually the part I don't like, because first of all, the moment I saw this and the day once that they referenced it and called someone a king, I was like, oh shit, there's gonna be some kind of bureaucracy bullshit going on. It's going to happen where like the whole government's gonna be intrinsically like mixed up in all this shit. Like I knew it was happening. I just had the feeling. What I don't like is that it's not Game of Thrones. Like it's like I imagine like 17, 18-year-old me, if I tried to write a story where it's like, okay, now I need everyone to like be against the recon squad. How do I do that? Frame them. No details really into framing them. Like what they said was just like, it wasn't exactly like a slam dunk of framing. Like it was just like, okay, we just need this to look this way. So now everyone hates you. Now you're on the run. Blah 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 blah. Like okay, cool.
Yeah, there's no little finger. So like, there's no Varys.
So I would actually say like the way they did it was actually pretty weak, and I guess they're sacrificing that in order to move along with the plot. I think they could have maybe, instead of doing all this dialogue, they could have done focus more on the frame up in a better way.
Yeah, I think that would have been interesting if they made a more concrete diversion or frame job, I guess. It kind of sounds lewd, but I guess that's what it's called, a frame job.
Yeah, because they're just like, so these guys tried to kidnap Eren, but Eren escaped, and you basically probably have him, so you're all arrested. Bye.
I'm also curious if we'll see anything about Eren, because I've noticed when it gets to this kind of stuff where it's like politics, Eren just vanishes from the scene, because his whole job is just become a Titan and kill other Titans.
This show is. I've never seen a show that's been so good and it has nothing to do with the main character. Eren could, at this point, could literally be like a dog named Poochie, and the show would still be just as solid.
Yeah. Has Eren had that much dialogue?
Not
like
this all whole his dialogue season. Is him just getting upset that bad shit's happening to him, and him not knowing anything that's going on. Like it's a very Naruto-esque way where like the main character never knows what's happening, and except he's not. I wouldn't call him annoying because like all the important shit has nothing to do with him. So it's like I can't really call him annoying. Maybe in season 1 he had. It's so weird. I'm like season 1 he had way more screen time. Like I'm like I would hope so because he's the main character.
He's the main character.
But, like at season 2, it seems like he's just a walking plot point.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how I feel about Eren as a character.
I don't care about him. I honestly do not care about him.
Eren as a character to me is.
They could literally replace him with the girl the next episode. Like Eren is not gonna be Arena. I'm like, okay.
Like if Krista became the main character.
I mean, at this point, isn't she? Like
she kind of is for this season. I
mean, that would be cool. I wouldn't mind that because first of all, let's look I know everyone here doesn't have any chart pulled up, but I know Oni does. And who's in the middle of the poster?
Oh, you're
Eren.
right. You're right. It's been in front of us all along.
So yeah, like I actually think they're shifting the main character. Like I don't think it's really Eren at this point, and I'm okay with that. I'm totally okay with that. I'm not complaining about it. I'm just pointing it out.
I don't know if that's going to be like a permanent thing. I feel like maybe for half a season it's going to be Krista.
Yeah, it might. They're probably going to go back to Eren.
They literally shut him up and put him in the corner.
Yeah. Like the only times they show Eren is like when they emphasize that he's going to be eaten.
Mm-hmm. Which sucks.
Yeah, like I'm the plot point that gets eaten.
I think that my feelings for Eren are just they're like moot. I don't hate him. I don't really like him either. He's like,
whatever.
If Naruto is my scale would be like Naruto for most hated, but then like somebody like Yusuke for like favorite shonen-esque character. Yeah, Eren would probably be like the middle point. So that's my barometer.
So middle
Alright.
All right.
Now let's talk about a main character I actually like.
Yes, episode 4 of Overlord Tress.
Yes. This episode was also very, how do you say, wordy. Very wordy. This struck me as an episode where it works in the novels, but it doesn't work in an anime. Because literally, this entire episode was just what, 3 scenes?
He fights those ogres or whatever they are.
He fights those ogres after about 15-minute conversation with them, and then beats the shit out of one of them in like a matter of 2 or 3 hits.
They drag it out. I feel like they drag out the fight scene for a bit.
But
like,
then that also bothers me. Like the fact that this scene just got so much time, and they the beginning of this episode rushed through a scene with the whole lupus thing in the beginning where he was angry at her. They rushed through that just to get to the scene where Ainz is just bullshitting with a troll in a cave for 15 minutes.
Because that exchange is like relatively important for like the direction of the plot. Like
I would think it's the opposite. I would say maybe the cave encounter is important.
He's subjugating the whole fucking forest.
You can subjugate the forest in like he's Ainz. You could easily cut that scene down to like 3 to 4 minutes. You got Ainz show up in the cave. Hey, who's here? Mega troll pops up. He's like, I'm here. Ainz is like, you're gonna listen to me? I'm gonna have to beat the shit out of you. Beat the shit out of him. Snake Dude shows up. He's like, Snake Dude, you gonna listen to me or they beat the shit out of you? Snake Dude's like, all right, I'll listen to you. It did not need to be 10 plus minutes. I was far more interested in the dynamic of the battle maids and them failing Ainz.
I don't know. I like maybe because like I've gotten used to like Ainz and Aura.
Oh, that scene was nice.
Like I just like I'm okay. Like I'm literally just okay with it because I like the scenes of them two being together. Like that's actually it. Like that's so cute. Like the scene where they were riding to the cave.
Yeah.
And then of course Aura being all creepy on that edge, just like, oh my gosh, shut up, and just like once again just dragging something off into the darkness.
Drags it off. But the episode didn't really have much to talk about. Ainz beat up a troll. There's a Snake Dude coming up to help him.
Yep, that's it.
I'm assuming that this is going to lead to... I don't even know where this is leading to, honestly.
Yeah. And I'm okay with that because half the time we never know where it's going.
But you know what it's better than?
What?
Fucking lizard people.
Okay, but were you saying that during the lizard sex scenes?
In hindsight, it was not worth it. The sex scene was awesome, but it was not worth it. It was not worth 4 episodes of lizard people just to get the Shao-tier chair and lizard sex.
There's simply just no pleasing.
There's no pleasing me.
Yes. All right, let's move on. That was
super quick. That was a super quick.
Yeah, no. I literally have nothing else to say about it. Like
Fair
my
enough.
notes are very small. Let's move on to an anime that has even less notes, and by less notes I mean no notes. Isekai Maou.
All right, Isekai. I forgot. I was about to jump straight to Chio-chan.
No, wow.
Ooh. Let's go to Isekai Maou.
So I really actually kind of don't remember what happened this episode.
True. You and your drunken stupors.
No, I just saw this on Friday, and then I forgot everything about it.
This was the episode where we got a new character introduced. What's her name? That looks like Urza.
Oh, see, all you have to just get me started, and it's all coming back.
We had the king with the feather thing on his desk, feather pen, and the shitty looking sword.
Thank you very much. Yeah, the new girl, she's like literally just Urza with glasses. At first I didn't think I would like her just from her face, but I don't know. for some reason her voice sold me. I like the way she sounds, like a lot.
I think she's because when she was introduced, the first thing she did was like, oh, everyone likes her now. So that tells me two things: either she's going to betray everyone and is like a secret elf conspirator or something, or she is going to die. One of the two. She came in.
Or she's crazy.
She came in too suddenly and made too much of a impact on her first. Like something's gonna happen. She's either gonna die or she's gonna kill everybody. Something's gonna happen.
She's looking. She dove straight into mommy territory from Madoka.
Yeah. She kind of like triggered off some of my flags for don't trust this character.
Or don't love this character.
Or don't stick around with this. This character is not going to be here for too long.
So, get ready for that.
I had a problem with Shara being kidnapped. Just from a plausibility standpoint, because I don't feel like two kids can just pick her up. And I don't know if it was done for comedy effect, but I don't know. I just feel like she could have broken out of their grip.
Did you not see the ecchi scene? That all, like, literally her, like, boobs were just like, oh my god, I'm being kidnapped.
Yeah. Well, that's her job. Like I said when we were watching it, like 90% of the budget goes to just animating her tits every time she walks, or is taken somewhere.
Essentially, yeah, the action it was good. Like I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the fighting.
I love the main character. I actually do. I like he had to nerf himself by buying a giant ass scythe to make sure he doesn't kill people.
He's like, now I don't have to worry about using magic. I can smack people all day.
Like, I like the cast. The cast is fun. I love Rem. Shara kind of grew on me. The main character is just really fun and interesting. I wish Rem would get more screen time because this is like the Shara show now.
It kind of is. Like, this whole arc is for Shara.
Rem got one moment in the first episode.
Rem's arc is going to be so much bigger.
You say that, but we're on, what, episode 5?
I have a fucking demon inside me.
Watch it be just the last 2 episodes. This arc is going to be 5 episodes of Shara, and then, like, the last 2 episodes of the show are just going to be Rem. Watch.
No, it's probably either this ends going to get a season 2.
I hope so. I really hope it gets a season 2.
Take, like, these next 2 episodes are going to wrap up Shara's, and then, like, the rest is going to Rem.
I feel like I want to see Edelgard come back as well, but I feel like that's not going to happen in the season. That's like a season 2 thing. Because, yeah, they're going to do the Shara arc, and then they're probably just going to go straight to the Rem arc. And then the demon fight at the end is probably going to be, like, the final arc or something. Damn it. I want to see more Edelgard.
No jungle lolly for you.
Oh, well. Shall we move on?
Yeah, so let's move on to the reason why we're here, people.
Yes. Is it your episode of the week?
Yes, it is also my episode of the week.
Okay, mine too. Chio-chan, episode 5. The legendary episode of the week.
Like, this episode made me speechless.
It was so fucking funny. I don't often laugh out loud and have to pause a video because I'm laughing too hard, but I did, like, I think twice in this episode.
Which scenes?
The first scene in the beginning of the episode where she first gets stuck in the stall and this other guy walks in and uses the other stall and it's just like, I'm like, this is literally true. This happens every single time I'm in the bathroom and somebody jumps in the stall and I'm like, Jesus fucking Christ, what is wrong?
I forgot about that. I'm literally screaming shit.
And then he just walks out casually.
Yeah, I literally watched that scene like 3 times.
Yes, that scene was fucking great. Did you notice that they played the Naruto Shippuden opening when she was doing the whole chapter?
Yes. I made a note of that. I was like, how dare you? How dare you? Oh wait, where's she? Yeah, when she was getting ready to like escape. I was like, why? Why did you do that?
Just play the Naruto Shippuden opening. Go for it. Now I want like a Bleach reference somewhere.
Also, and I love how like they didn't play like more than 10 seconds, so they're like, yeah, they can't sue us for that.
Yeah, copyright.
Yeah. Also, I love how when Chio has to pee, it's like all her faces are like borderline like H scene faces.
I think that was very intentional.
Yeah, so it was. I like that. Oh god, like, see, that fucked me up when I'm thinking she's like, oh, here's these tennis balls, and I'm like, oh yeah, tennis balls, like whatever. And then like the whole bullshit crazy distraction moment, and I was like, that was funny, but what got me was when they're like, these are actually urinal cakes. And I was like, I wonder what this is.
Oh my god,
so good.
The last part of that scene where she just walks to school and the teacher sees her pull out the urinal.
Okay, and he's like,
the fuck? There was so many great. Even the scene where it's like, first off, I love Chio's brilliant plans where she had the green tea ready in case somebody tried to go through the sign and she just threw it out.
And they're like, oh god, they all say like the same thing.
Yeah. Oh god, it was great. There was so much, and of course, her getting stuck in the window was fucking priceless.
That literally, the way the animation of her shaking her butt to get out.
Yeah.
Oh man, that was amazing.
10 out of that. See, if it was just that half of the episode, this would have still been episode of the week. But then we got the second half.
Oh, bitch. This one fucked me up. Like, the first one was funny. This was just like... It's once again, it's just one of those things where it's just like... so relatable. I like literally my childhood where kids just do stupid shit.
Yeah, this was like... First off, top 10 like anime friendships of all time.
Yeah. Chio and Manana are because it's actually what it's what an actual human friendship looks like.
Yes, and they made that a point with the other girl coming in and being like, "Aren't you supposed to be friends? Friends help each other," and blah blah blah. And then Manana's like, "The only people who say shit like that are people who don't have friends."
Yo, Manana is like She is precious and must be protected at all costs.
Yes, Manana is the low-key star of this show.
Like, oh my god. Like, the fucking flower fight. Like, they have this OP flower fight. Like, so super stupid. Goes to plant and then just like, okay. And they just pick up their shit and keep walking.
Yes, and that is definitely some shit I would do in middle school or high school, for sure.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure we have picked up random shit off the floor and just start hitting each other with it and then walk off like, haha, that was fun.
Oh god. And the whole, like, fucking Chio starts climbing the fucking wall.
That too, though. People do that shit where it's just like, I bet I could jump this fence.
I bet I could climb up this end. She's like, let me help you. And then, like, fucking throws the water away. Like, yo, that's some shit Rich would do.
Definitely. Oh yeah, I saw like Rich in a lot of these moments.
Yeah. Oh my god. And then the whole dance is just like the icing on, like icing on top, the icing and cherry on top. Like it wasn't even necessary. I mean, it was so stupid.
I've seen that dance scene, I think, at least 15 times. Like, I had to keep rewinding it.
I couldn't even watch it a second time. It was like, oh no, this is too much. This is too much. This is too much for me. I'm sorry. This is very
It was so adorable, though. So unnecessarily adorable.
When Mo accidentally kicks out Chio's glasses.
And it didn't even go anywhere. I thought it was like going to lead to them fighting, or they were going to step on her glasses or something.
Just keep dancing. And then when they were done, fucking the new girl, Momo, she's just like, oh my god, yeah, that's what French is supposed to look like. Oh my god. And then of course Manana is like, yep, let's give you advice on how to sleep with your teacher. Like,
don't worry, it'll be all the blame will be on him if you fucking
all the blame will be on him if something happens.
I love how this is happening not just with the new girl Momo, but this is also with Hosokawa. Like, they just bring people into their bad circle. Like Manana just corrupts everyone around her in the name of friendship.
Do awful shit just because she can. And then Chio's like, yeah, I know this is kind of awful, but like, I'm here for the ride.
Yes. It's so relatable. This is like one of the most relatable school comedies, like
ever.
Like, I would say this and the only thing that Daily Lives of High School Boys. If you like Daily Lives of High School Boys, you would like this. Like, it's the same brand of comedy. It's super relatable. Just high school shenanigans.
Oh my god, it was so funny. I really hope next week they go back to Momo's thing, trying to like seduce her teacher.
Yes, I hope that becomes a running thing. There's so many, like, we started from such a simple premise, and now we have so many running plot threads. We have the whole thing with Kabaddi. We have Hosokawa's running thing. We have Manana and Chio. Now we have Momo and the teacher. Like, it's just spreading.
It's only getting bigger and more disgusting because they're just the worst.
Yes. And I love it.
Oh, God. God, I wish more stuff happened so we could talk about it, but I think that's about it.
I think we covered everything we could cover.
Literally everything. You just do a full screen one. Can we just watch it now? Can we just turn this into like
this is just now a live watch of
live watch
of Chio-chan.
Okay, let's move on to Steins 80. This could have been my episode of the week, just because it's a typical Steins Gate Zero depression mode. Like lots of stuff happening.
But so this is actually perfect that we got this episode this week, because this is a good example of having an episode just be talking, but it being really fucking good. Like, this episode was really good. Like, the whole thing with Daru hitting Okabe, the rooftop scene between Maho and Okabe, the ending scene with Mayuri and Okabe, perfect. Those were all perfect scenes.
They were, although I don't know why. I did have a problem with the Mayu Okabe scene, only because like the conversation was not. It didn't conclude really. It just stopped, and then there's like pretty scenery, and then another episode. I'm like, could you actually finish your conversation?
It was a bit abrupt, but I think that was like intentional.
Yeah, no, it was. I know it was intentional. I'm just like, why did you do? I'm like, why did you do it? Like, I want to see the end of their like. I want to see the end of that conversation. It was a good conversation.
It was, but I feel like they're gonna do that whole thing where probably not next episode, but the episode afterwards, Okabe is gonna have think back on his conversation with Mayuri and all of that, and then be like, "I'm gonna be here to help you guys with the time machine." Do his whole mad scientist routine.
Yeah.
And I will be ecstatic once we get there, because I know that moment is coming, but I'm still gonna be so hyped for it.
Yeah, I actually really love Maho.
Maho is literally, if I did a power ranking, it'd be Kurisu's still top, and then Maho's second.
And then Maho's like, oh god. And isn't that just basically all of it wrapped up into why we like her?
Yeah. It's like, super meta, because it's like an accurate representation of her issue where she's second to Kurisu.
Exactly. like she's always like in tier, but she doesn't stop that from making her a great character nonetheless.
Exactly. I really, really wanna. I think I'm gonna play the Steins Gate visual novel. I think I'm gonna do Steins Gate and Steins Gate Zero because I need more of Kurisu and I need more of Maho. They're such good characters.
Yeah, I literally don't have hours of my life to give anyone visual novels, but you have fun with that.
I will.
Yeah, poor Mayu finding out every like poor she's literally just has been like I bet she just had a lot of things forced onto her, like as opposed to Steins Gate where like okay well yeah she gets killed a bunch of times but like outside of that nothing really like is happening to her or she's not responsible for
outside
everything.
of being in a perpetual death loop. She has an ideal life.
No, but she doesn't have to deal with anything. She just goes through her life and then she'll just die. Not
yeah,
remember
true enough.
She just dies a bunch of times.
But that's the point of this. Everyone is just in crippling depression mode now.
But now that she's not dead, it's like, oh, well, what's this? You have to deal with Okarin literally with his PTSD. Oh, what's this? You have to be a mother to someone named Kagari who you just like met for the first time. Oh, what's this? You just realized you being alive is what actually stops Kurisu from living. Like,
yeah, this is the worst timeline for her.
Yeah, like Mayu literally has to like accept so much of it on herself. Like, no one else can take these hardships for her, but her.
That's interesting. It's an interesting perspective because I always thought of her as kind of like I'm not gonna say joke character, but the character who just doesn't do much, but then has that one moment.
In Steins Gate, that's exactly who she was. That's what made her death all the more like.
Yeah, like she's an innocent character, but then she has that one defining moment, like when she slapped. Obviously, the literally defining moment of Steins Gate, where she slaps him and gets him to go back in time to, actually save Kurisu, which she didn't do in this timeline. Like she always has that. Like she's meant to have one moment where she steps out of that shell of being an innocent, cute joke character and become the one who actually puts her foot down. So.
And while she doesn't have, I feel like as opposed to having that one defining moment, it's like imagine that one defining moment stretched out into an entire series, and that's what this is now.
Yeah.
Because like she literally like all of it is like just forced. All this shit is just forced onto her. And she's just like trying to deal with it. Although, the whole last one about like, hey, yeah, you're the reason why Kurisu's dead, and even though I know you feel some way about Kurisu, like I'm the one who, like, that actually burns. I'm hurting for her actually, because she knows he has feelings about Kurisu. Like he knows he basically.
Well, yeah, she even says it a few times, like, so, I'm not the one he loves this girl.
So, to be told, or to find out that you're the responsible, or you're gonna see yourself as responsible for why the love of his life is dead, even though you love him, so it's like, oh.
Yeah. It's so shitty.
That's really awful.
Poor Mayuri.
Yeah. Depression, the anime.
Seriously though, this is the most one of the most depressing shows I've ever seen.
Yeah, no, this episode is pretty.
It's like
I saw someone said on Twitter or Discord, they're like, yeah, so this is gonna be like, don't watch this episode if you're in a bad state of mind.
And it's true because there's anime rarely does depression where it's. Because usually it's super over the top. Like, they'll do the thing that Attack on Titan did, where Krista gets fucking pile drive by her mom and shit. Like, that kind of stuff is not as relatable because it's, super over the top. Whereas this is kind of oh, man, it's a slow burn.
Yeah, it's slow. It's like, it was a slow descent to madness, and now all the madness is...
Like, you can't... That's why I gotta be prepared. I have to be in the right state of mind to watch Steins Gate Zero because... If I'm not, it's just gonna ruin my day, and not necessarily in a bad way. It's just gonna make me super depressed for the rest of the day.
Like, I actually watch. It's one of the first animes I watch when it comes out. Like, as soon as it comes out now, I try to make a note to watch it immediately, just so I can just get it out of the way. Like, deal with the depression and the amazingness of it all, and then just go ahead or else I'm just gonna keep like dreading it.
Yeah,
and then it's like
that's what I did.
Last thing, like, it can't be the last thing I watch.
That's what I used to do. I used to make it the last thing I watched, and it was like the worst. Now I just watch it at work because it's already depressing at work. So I'm just like, well, let's add to this.
Oh God, yeah, no. This would have been my episode of the week if it wasn't for Chio-chan.
Exactly. Another great episode we can talk about, though, is Boku no Hero Academia Season 3, Episode 17.
Mm-hmm.
The continuation of the exam. This was actually a really good episode, too. Like, this was also almost my episode of the week.
I wouldn't go that far, but yes.
Because I have a weak spot. Whenever I see an anime that focuses on the side characters, I love that. I just love it. And this was basically the Momo episode.
Yeah, they get so much development to Momo, and I don't hate that at all.
Mm-hmm. I like how they're making her out to be like super smart. Like, she's not super genius level, but she is smart and practical.
Yeah. Which
fits her power very well.
Exactly.
Also, the high IQ girl is fucking love. As Moag would say, I want her to step on me.
Yeah, I bet you did. Yeah. The moment I saw, like, oh God, I was like, oh God, it's in the One-sama school.
Yes. Also, super intelligence is, like, an amazing power, so yes.
Yeah, it is. I mean, the only bad thing about it is that it's pretty much useless in like fighting, but like I guess an exercise like this where you can team up with people,
yeah,
like with your classmates, it's perfect. Unfortunately, she literally cannot factor all the things that Momo knew how to make because Momo can literally just look at anything.
Yeah, but that's why I like Momo too, is because she's kind of uncounterable because she can just literally do anything. She's OP in the sense that she can just do anything. Mm-hmm. But then again, she's not, like, I don't know.
Yeah, she's very much like that one girl from Needless, the one who can transform parts of her body or transform in general.
Mm-hmm.
Like, she can do it, but only has enough like resources to do it, and then her body's like...
Yeah. Also, points for this episode for showing Tsuryu being a frog and falling... Like, she was super cute this episode.
Yeah, she was, and she...
falling asleep.
Yeah, due to hibernation or whatever. Poor Earjack girl, she just got...
She got the worst of it. She got her, like... Because she got, what, the sound amplified, so her eardrums got blown out, and then they, like, shot her ear.
Earjack started bleeding, like, oh god.
The worst. And then, of course, the second part of the episode was more focused on Bakugo. Like, that was... whoever he's fighting creeps me the fuck out.
I love it.
I don't like it. I don't like seeing blobs of people on the floor.
Oh my god.
That actually freaks me out. It actually scared me.
Yeah, that's actually disgusting.
Yeah, it was gross. It was really fucking gross.
I love it because his power is so gross, yet he's like Bakugo said something about his eyes. He's like, my eyes are long and handsome. I think a contrast between this disgusting power, yet his, I don't know, the way he holds himself and thinking he's all like cute and whatever. Very interesting.
It is. I also liked what Eraser had pointed out with the teams, where it's like there's this kind of momentum building around Bakugo, and then there's another half of the class that's built around Deku, and they have like their own separate factions kind of forming. Because there's clearly students who are more in line with Deku, and then there's clearly students who are more in line with Bakugo. So I'm like, oh my god, if they do like a Civil War scenario where half the class teams up with Deku and then the other half of the class goes with Bakugo, that'd be so dope. I don't know what they would be fighting over, but it'd be dope.
I don't want to go that far only because like at this point most people still don't like Bakugo.
Yeah, but I feel like it could easily develop because people who are on Deku's side like him as a leader because he's passionate, not passionate, he's intelligent and hardworking and all of that. But then there's another side of the class who like respects Bakugo because he's so powerful and he is like so passionate.
Literally like two people.
So far. I feel like if they had to choose though, I feel like Todoroki would side with Bakugo.
Why?
If only for rivalry purposes with Deku.
He's not a rival with Deku.
They kind of are though.
No,
they're usually at odds with each other.
And he lost to Bakugo. If anything, it should be the complete opposite.
No, because he doesn't give a shit about Bakugo. He gives a shit about Deku.
Why? When he beat him.
Have you ever seen Todoroki say anything about Bakugo other than, he beat me, whatever, I don't give a fuck? He's more interested in Deku.
Okay, but is he also like, oh, let me fight this person who I already beat?
Because he's interested in... First off, Deku could have beaten him, but the only reason Bakugo or Todoroki won is because Deku gave him a chance to use his power to the full extent and get over his trauma. That's why he's interested in Deku. So I feel like he would be the person who would be like, yeah, let me push Deku to his limit and see what he's capable of.
The only interest I see between Deku and Todoroki,
yeah,
is a romantic interest because God knows they've been shipped up the wazoo.
I have not seen any shipping between Todoroki and Deku. I don't know what you're talking about. You have really? Some yaoi goggles on.
Do you really want? I guess it will be literally like the easiest 5 seconds.
I don't understand. I don't understand where the shipping comes from, other than the fact that they fought each other and Todoroki is like a rival and respects Deku.
Because they're on better terms than like Bakugo is with literally anyone. So
but like I don't get where that where the shipping comes from though. Like I get
fighting, so you understand each other. We're heroes and like literally 13-year-old me could write it.
All right, but like all right. So would you ship Goku and Piccolo? They're like in a similar dynamic. Versus like Goku and Piccolo versus Goku and Vegeta.
My taste. Do stories like that exist? Probably, but
yeah, like they exist. I'm sure Todoroki and I'm 1,000% positive, and I put all my money on it that Todoroki and Deku exist.
You can't say Goku and Piccolo are still similar. Like I get what you're saying because they've been through like a lot, but also one came out of an egg and one was like a baby blown up like coming from a blown up planet on
but they have like this like they have a similar relationship to Todoroki and Deku.
The only thing they have is that like they're both fathers to go.
They also respect each other's power. Piccolo's a lot like Todoroki. He's like cool, calm, and collected, and more of a strategist than anything else, and all of that. And Goku and Deku are pretty similar.
Actually, no. you tried it with that one. It took me a split second. I'm just like, no, they're actually. For main characters, they could not be any more different, and you know that.
They're both super strong.
And that's where. That's actually where.
In any case, I'm just saying the relationship between Todoroki and Deku is similar to the relationship between Piccolo and Goku. And also the relationship between Bakugo and Todoroki and Deku is identical to the relationship between Vegeta and Goku. So it's a pretty nice parallel to set up.
I would say... Wait, no. What was the first one?
Todoroki and Deku is similar to Piccolo and Goku.
No, and then the second one. What was the second one?
Vegeta and Goku is similar to Deku and Bakugo.
Oh, yeah. Oh, and God knows there's...
And there's a shit... Just as much as there is Vegeta and Goku shipping, I guarantee there's as much Deku and Bakugo shipping.
No, you're right. I didn't say that doesn't work either. I'm just saying... It's like, it depends on what the audience or the writer wants. Like, I feel like for a more stable, wholesome, like... relationship, you're probably gonna ship Todoroki and Deku.
More stable and wholesome. What are you talking?
Like as in, for example, like if
you marry Todoroki, but you fuck Bakugo.
your word.
Todoroki's the one. One you put a ring on. But...
No, it says that Bakugo is gonna be like a lot more volatile. Like their whole relationship is gonna be a lot more like fiery and like like.
I don't know. Maybe Bakugo's a bottom.
Like the whole opposites kind of attracting kind of thing. They can play off that because Deku and Bakugo are different. They're different, and Bakugo is like all fiery, so they can play off of that, and then they can do a lot of stuff for that. And then with Todoroki and Deku, it's more like, oh, probably they're gonna use like Todoroki's angst and make that like a whole thing, and be like Deku's like, I just want to know you, and he's like, no, I'm like.
Oh God, you know that now that you said that, I can imagine how painfully bad all of the Todoroki and Deku stuff is.
These little kids think they are.
I would rather slit my throat than read. Oh no, that must be horrible. Because that sounds like such a hard thing to write, a relationship between Deku and Todoroki. So I guarantee all the 99% of the fan fiction about that is just horribly shittily written.
Yeah, probably because it's all just like, oh my god, I'm Todoroki and I'm so angsty. Oh my god, I'm my father. That's why I can't love anyone. Like, you see, I'm already saying it. Like, I'm writing it myself.
But what about All Might and Todoroki's father?
Oh my god. That's just smut. That's actually just smut. I can guarantee 1,000% if anyone writes that, I almost guaranteed to be smut.
I love how the conversation about this episode just naturally went that direction because there's not much else to say about this episode.
Okay.
Alright.
Let's leave the wonderful world of fan fiction and move on to something just as unbelievable than Persona 5 episode 18.
Yes. The Futaba character development episode.
Yeah, that's basically all it was.
Yeah, it wasn't very exciting.
I liked it. I didn't hate it.
This goes to my greater point about this show in that it's not bad, but it's not necessarily engaging either. It's really, really milquetoast in the middle of the road.
Yeah, because they just like kind of show like random stuff that happens in the game, and it's like, this is a random scene of Rem making curry and feeding it to people.
Yeah.
The only reason why it gets away with it is because most of these scenes, Futaba is tied in all of it.
Mm-hmm.
It always to go back to Futaba. Therefore, it's fine. Therefore, I'm okay.
And I think I was trying to think about it, and I'm like, it does show like it's not bad. Even the pacing is fine because it's not. It doesn't feel too rushed to me. If anything, it feels too slow actually. But what I'm thinking like. It's missing like the soul of the Persona games. Like you can just show the scenes, but like all the scenes don't really have the context to them. So you're just kind of watching this collage of scenes about characters you don't really have much interest in because you haven't gotten to bond with them and stuff. So it's just like, oh okay, that's a scene.
Wait, is the scene with Ryuji? Going fishing, was that like his Bond thing?
Yeah, that was one of his Bond. But even like, I hate comparing it to the game. But if I were to compare it to the game, that scene was, I don't know, it was just a lot more well done. The teacher shows up and you have like a three-way.
I know it was. They just kind of played off as, oh, here's a teacher,
mm-hmm.
Todd was calling, and that was it. I know they probably had like an actual conversation.
Yeah.
About stuff.
So I don't know. It's just kind of yeah, it's just okay. It lacks the emotional depth, but I can't really blame it for that because you can't really add it because the whole game is just impossible to adapt into an anime. Just unless you want to make like 100 episodes or something, and then like 25% of it is just going to be random dates and bonds and stuff. So it'd probably end up being pretty boring, actually. I don't know. Persona is so interactive that it's really, really difficult to put it into an anime.
I wish I remembered how I felt about Persona 4.
Oh, you mean the anime?
Yeah.
I remember thinking it was the same. I remember thinking it was just like, okay, that's cool, but
Yeah, same here. Like I was like, okay, I guess that's when I felt like they did the game like the bare justice it deserves.
they did do. I remember them specifically though with Persona 4. They made the main character very memey. Like he always went for the over the top options. Like he'd be the one who's like, "Oh, let's all go into the shower together" or something like that.
Yeah. He'd say with like this like deadpan face too. Like
Yeah. So in that sense, it was more entertaining because it was like, ha ha ha, he's just a meme. But
yeah.
yeah, it's hard to judge it.
Yeah.
Play the game. If you can. Like, I know why the anime exists. It exists so that if people don't have 100 hours to dedicate to the game, they can still get the gist of it. But the game is just so amazing that you're not doing yourself justice by watching it. You need to play the game. It's just totally... It works for certain things. Like, if the game was okay and then the anime was okay, I can see it working out. Like, oh, you could just watch the anime instead. But, I don't know. Persona is just such a great game that you're missing out by watching the anime.
Did you hear that?
No. I heard something like fall or you put something down or something.
No, it was fireworks there. Fireworks, yay.
Happy 4th of July.
Yeah, right?
4th of August.
Yeah, it's the 5th of August, so, close enough?
Close and only a month off.
Only a month and a day off. Right. Would you be so kind to take us away, Capitan?
Yes, I will. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you did enjoy the video, please do leave a like and consider subscribing so you can keep up to date with all the latest in our G&A podcasting expertise. And if you really, really enjoyed it and you can, please do consider donating to our Patreon like all these lovely patrons on screen right now who make this lovely channel possible. And Drew, do you have anything you'd like to add?
I guess just one last question. I guess it'll show what kind of man you are. Goku X Vegeta or Vegeta X Goku?
Let us know in the comments. Or are you asking me directly?
No, just in general.
I'll leave my answer a mystery. Anywho, and also, yeah, follow us on Twitter and join the party on our Discord so you can catch more of us being stupid and crazy. And I guess that about wraps it up. This has been Sobroni and...
We do desu.
And we shall see you next time. Later.
Bye.